empowerment and confidence, definitely one of the benefits of getting into strength training that comes just not directly from the training itself, but from the resilience and the strength that you build through that routine. It's not about looking a certain way. It's not about being a certain size. It's about growing into who you are. It's about being powerful and confident. It's about accepting your body. It's about loving your body. And strength training really does help you with that. Strength training also regulates the production of estrogen and progesterone in your body, which are the two hormones that play a very crucial role in your menstrual cycle. Focus on form first. I have made the mistake of trying to lift heavy just out of excitement, just to see if I could, when my body wasn't ready. And I have hurt myself, and I have taken time to recover from that time that I could have spent on improving and progressing forward. Focus on form. So, hi, my name is Sanya Mehra. I'm an entrepreneur. I have 2 startups and an NGO that works on sexual and gender-based violence. I am also an elder daughter, an elder sister, a fitness enthusiast, and a fitness content creator. Well, it's varied over the years. I started off by loving only cardio. Then I moved to a lot of high intensity interval training, which is called HIIT. Today, I am at a stage where I am doing PPL, which is push-pull legs. The reason that I like this kind of a workout is because it gives your other body parts a chance to rest on the particular day that you're training. For about 2 years, I was doing full body workouts every day, and I was so sore. My muscles were hurt, I would feel tired, and I felt like I was not being able to give my 100% because I was tired from the previous day. So moving to a split of push-pull and legs allows me to concentrate on a particular body part. Push is your chest and triceps and a little bit of shoulders. Pull is your back and biceps, and again, certain shoulder variations. And then of course there's legs, which is everything from your, your waist down, glutes, hamstrings, quads, calves, and anything else that you would like to, abductors, adductors. And yeah, so this is pretty much my favorite kind of routine. Some of my favorite exercises include bench presses, deadlifts, squats. I absolutely love my pull-ups and my push-ups. So I've recently gotten into calisthenics because it's just a lot of fun and it's really, really challenging. I realized that I could lift more than my body weight when it comes to bars and weights, but doing a pull-up with your body weight is 7 times more difficult. So I have now started practicing calisthenics as well, which I feel is a great addition into the workout routine. And so yeah, these are a bunch of my favorite workout routines. I definitely cannot leave my house without my earphones. My music is my space in the gym, which separates me from the legions of people that show up to work out at the same time as me. So my earphones is definitely something I can't leave the home without when I'm heading for the gym. Secondly is my water bottle. It is important to hydrate during your workout. People forget this. So my water bottle and my gym bag, because it's like my Mary Poppins bag full of the 100 different things that I need depending on what workout it is. I definitely prefer working out alone compared to group classes, because group classes are sort of pre-structured in a way, and I like to structure my workout based on my goal for that day. But one thing I do love is meeting up with my gym buddies and having a sesh together. There's nothing that's more fun with terms of working out than having somebody that can push you, motivate you, that makes you smile during the workout, that gives you a good laugh in between your sets. So definitely individual, but with friends as well at times. So discipline with diet is something that I'm really lucky with, because I have a very fast metabolism, which is pretty much why it was so difficult for me to put on weight. So my diet actually encourages me to eat as much as I can, which is a lot of fun, but it's also very difficult because you basically end up at the end of the day with a huge stomachache because you just stuffed. It's difficult for my body to retain that weight. But for a lot of people that are trying to lose weight, I would say that one important thing that you can incorporate is increasing your protein intake. So proteins keep you satiated for longer, which basically means that they reduce your food cravings and your sugar cravings. Another important tip that I would like to share is breaking the carb cycle. So when you eat a lot of carbs, your body processes those carbs very fast, which leads to a blood sugar spike as well, causing diabetes and other issues, but also leads to a carb crash, which basically leaves you craving more. Fitness is not only about cutting things out, it's about learning how to incorporate solutions to your problems. So if you're somebody that likes to go out and eat that pizza and have that ice cream like me, all you've got to do is ensure that you work it out. So don't let anything discourage you. Diet is not something that needs to keep you hungry or tired. Diet does not mean weight loss. Diet is the food you consume in a healthy manner, a holistic and complete food profile, which can facilitate your body to perform better and for you to feel stronger and have more energy. People think that losing weight is difficult, and of course it is, but gaining weight is equally difficult, if not more. If you've got a fast metabolism and weight gain is your goal, it literally means that you're going to have to stuff yourself as much as possible and then work it out the next day so that you don't really gain unhealthy weight, but rather you turn the weight that you're gaining into muscle, which is my goal. So I think that weight gain in itself, which is my goal, is one of the toughest things for a body like mine. Next would be injuries. So, when you're doing weight training, you're always motivating, you're sort of pushing yourself to do more, you're pushing yourself to do better. Realizing your limits, realizing the limits of your body, accepting those limits and working within those limits. It's difficult for someone like me who's heavily motivated to just keep doing better. Difficulty that I have dealt with, I have injured my ankle, I have injured my shoulder, I have injured my wrist, I have injured my back, I have injured my hip. And I'm fine today. I mean, I've worked through it all. Active recovery. I haven't really immobilized any part for a large period of time, but it's difficult and it's painful, and you've got to just keep going. You've got to know what you're doing, do it carefully, keep doing it, and get back. A workout for me is not work. It's something that I really love doing. And at the end of the day, considering I have 2 startups and an NGO that I do need to pay attention to, at times I need to sacrifice my workout time, which is a big no-no. I would do anything that I can to carve out that time in a day. So just learning how to balance everything, balance your work life, balance your workout life, balance your friends and family into that life is difficult. And it's interesting to work with yourself and find out how to find that balance and then maintain that balance. So mental health plays a huge role in everyone's fitness journey. There are 2 aspects to it. One is the role that mental health plays in your fitness journey, which is keeping yourself motivated and determined enough to show up and get it done. And the second aspect of it is the role that your fitness journey plays in your mental health. So for me, the second one has been way more impactful. I was very different compared to how I am now with regards to self-confidence, self-love, self-appreciation, levels of determination and dedication. And I think that my fitness journey has taught me to work on all of those things. And it has brought me to a space where today I am in a very good mental health space. I'm happy, I'm confident, I am way more outgoing than I used to be. I'm kinder because I get my frustrations out at the gym. And so yeah, I think it's like an interchangeable factor. Both of them play a very important role in each other. My only motivation to show up and push myself every day comes from my need to be better, to be a better version of myself today than I was yesterday. And I know that I want to be a better version of myself tomorrow than I am today. And that is the one thing that keeps me going, just self-improvement, the need to consistently improve myself for myself, not for anybody else, not to prove anything else to anybody else, but for myself. It is how I measure my growth. It's how I have learned to appreciate myself, and that's what keeps me going. So as I said, strength training helps you with feeling more empowered and confident. So personally, I feel physically and mentally, there has been a huge shift in my personality since I started strength training. I'm way more confident of myself, even though there might not really be a reason to be, but I just feel more confident. I feel like I'm a happier person than I was. There is a sense of accomplishment that comes from setting a goal and achieving that goal, and being able to feel that again and again repetitively on a weekly basis or a monthly basis or a yearly basis. Just it changes the way you look at things. It really helps you develop a can-do attitude, which is something that I feel could benefit a lot of us in today's day and age, where there are so many pressures, there's so much responsibility on everybody's shoulders. Sometimes you're just sitting thinking, can I do this? And developing a can-do attitude really helps you target and tackle those mental difficulties and stresses that you might be dealing with. So empowerment and confidence, definitely one of the benefits of getting into strength training, that comes just not directly from the training itself, but from the resilience and the strength that you build through that routine. And did you know that strength training can help you balance your hormones as well? So strength training or weight training releases endorphins, which are the happy hormones. They can help regulate your mood, your sleep, and a bunch of other factors in the day. Strength training also regulates the production of estrogen and progesterone in your body, which are the two hormones that play a very crucial role in your menstrual cycle. So if you have a delayed onset of menstruation, or your cycles aren't regular, or you have very painful periods, like you have period cramps and you find it to be very difficult, strength training and weight training can actually help you regulate those hormones, increase the production of and regulate together, and help you deal with all of those issues. So I would say it's a really useful tool to incorporate into your daily life. Firstly, set your goals, set them realistically, set them within reach so that you get the pleasure, you feel the pleasure of actually achieving those goals before you go ahead and set new goals for yourself. So take it slow and steady. Focus on form first. I have made the mistake of trying to lift heavy just out of excitement, just to see if I could, when my body wasn't ready. And I have hurt myself, and I have taken time to recover from that, time that I could have spent on improving and progressing forward. Focus on form. Another piece of advice is that this is truly and genuinely, in my opinion, the best investment that you can make with your time, energy, and money. It is the only thing that's going to give to you as much as you give to it. No interest, nothing deduced, just giving back to you as much as you give to it.